Afternoon, everybody. It's me again, and of course it is the nice day of the December 21st. And I wanted to take some time to talk to you because I made a couple errors this morning or last night when I made the convocation, and I wanted to straighten those errors out. First of all, I made a mistake of saying that it was the Feast of Salmonella. Salmonella is better known as Samhain, which is during Halloween. Okay, so that was a mistake on my part. Second mistake I said was it's we wait for the nights to get longer and longer. That's backwards. The days are going to get longer and longer. The nights are going to be shorter. So those are 2 years I wanted to personally fix, because I did not mean to make those mistakes in my explanation of what Mistra is in Yule. However, you know, God understands when people make mistakes, and it's just as important for people to accept and fess up if they make a mistake. And I didn't want to lead anybody astray. If you want, you can look up many, many videos on Yule and to confirm what I've said to you. The birth of the sun, S-U-N, will of course be observed on December 25th of each year. It always has been. And the birth of the Son, i.e. S-O-N, or Jesus of Nazareth, was also celebrated on December 25th. St. Constantine, like I said last night, wanted to make it easier for both Christian Romans and pagan Romans to at least enjoy the same holidays, instead of having two different sets of dates, two separate holidays, two separate sequences of dates and all that. So in that case, it made sense for him to do it that way. Second thing is, in addition to that, of course, I wanted to talk to you about something else. And sorry about the echo, but that's just, I forgot to turn the volume down on the computer. But anyway, I guess it sounds kind of cool if you ask me. It makes me sound like I'm in a big giant cave. I'm not. It's just a small 12 by 12 room here at the North American Snow Queen Palace. I wanted to talk to you today about two different things. One, I wanted to tell you that I am very honestly happy that someone individual had asked me some questions. Number two, even though those questions are answered on my website, I don't know, given what's going on with Sandy Hook and all of that, if just going to a website is going to answer your questions for you. So I would take the time today to explain a few things about myself and Lumi. We'll start with me. Okay, I am 44 years old. I'm going to be 45 in February. I have aspergers. I am a hermaphrodite. I am legally blind. I am partially deaf. And all those handicaps together makes a very fascinating composite of a personality. Unlike Adam Lanza, I am not a gun-toting horse who enjoys first shooter games. I don't like violence. I find violence abhorrent to me. Second of all is that I have always focused in my life on serving the community and giving back to the community, as I do every year of my life. As a North American Snow Queen, the most important thing to me is to always share and show love and decency. Now, the other thing I want to tell you about is about me and Lomi. You got two souls in the same body. One person asked me if that's multiple personality disorder. No, it's not. In fact, I have talked to several psychiatrists and psychologists and APRNs in the mental health field, because I had clinical depression for a while as well. And the first thing they all agreed is it is not multiple personality disorder. Multiple personality disorder is a coping strategy where each person will jump out of the at one time. There is no interaction directly between the two personalities. They are totally cocooned, if you will. They're separated. They're sheltered. There's a big wall between them. They cannot communicate. Okay? So that would mean that given the fact that me and little me do communicate on a daily basis, and we interact and we share things together, that would mean that that concept of multiple personality disorder is grievously needs to be rewritten. It's not impossible to believe that, because there are things in the DSM-IV that are clearly out of date. However, the new DSM-V does a grave disservice to people who have Asperger's. One of the proposals is to remove the term Asperger's and put those under the term autistic spectrum. Autistic spectrum, unfortunately, is very specific in what it implies, and many Aspies don't quite fall into high-functioning autism. There's concern among the Asperger groups that they're going to be non-diagnosed or not offered any assistance to help with coping strategies in their lives if the Asperger's label is removed from the DSM-V, which is written by the American Psychiatric Association. It is not a mental health disorder. It is a pervasive developmental disorder, almost in the same league as mental retardation and autism. But the difference is people with Asperger's often just don't do well in social situations. They want to, but because they missed the cues, and trust me, I am legally blind, so yeah, I missed the cues because I can't see them. Being partially deaf, I miss the cues because I can't hear them. It's not easy for a person with Asperger's if you have normal sight and normal hearing. But when you have legally blind, partially deaf, hermaphrodite, OC2 albino, what else? I don't know. I think you nailed almost every one of them. I think I did too. Two-souled, yeah, that counts. All these conditions makes it very hard for a person with Asperger's to get out there and be an active part of our community, especially when that person with Asperger's really wants to get back to the community. Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube is the only way I have the chance to do that. I know that what I do seems a little strange and unique, but you know what? It's the best I can do with what I got. And Mother God and Father God know that I will always be there for you and I will always serve you. I am not a violent individual. I am not a sexual predator. I'm not a pedophile. I'm just an honest-to-God American, Italian, Norwegian, Roman Catholic pagan who's trying to do the best with a season that she loves, which is winter. And as such, we sometimes have to face challenges in our own life. But I will keep trying to do everything I can because I love you. And I want you to be happy. And this year, I'm going to fix all the things that broke last winter when the curse was placed upon me. I'm going to work my damnedest to get you the snow back into alignment. The rain that we need for the crops for next year to refill the aquifers, which is also good for, of course, the ski resorts. Don't you realize how beautiful winter is when you think about it? Sure, Winter sucks when you're trying to drive in the snowstorm. But it's so beautiful because it makes the world look like it's got a fresh coat of paint. In this day and age, sometimes that coat of paint is what makes the world so special. It gives us a chance to think of a whole new world starting all over again. In fact, that's what Yule is all about. A new start. A chance to start over. When you think about that, it makes things even more interesting. The Mayan calendar, for example, was talking about a new age. It did not say what they meant by new age. I don't think they meant that the world was going to blow up like an atomic bomb. And everybody gets it mixed up with the Aztecs, which is another group, or the Hopi, which often talk about the blue star Kachinas. We're talking about a group of people that were very dedicated to their knowledge of the stars and the heavens. And they always made the best effort to calculate things as best they could. The reason why the calendar ended when it did was it was a completion of a cycle of Actuns. Or Baktuns, I think it's Baktuns. And it was because it takes 13 Baktuns of the long calendar to finally complete the whole cycle of all the other little calendars. The Mayans were very precise in everything that they studied. And under no circumstances did the Mayan people ever say to anybody, yes, in the year December 21st of 2012, all the Earth calendar is going to come to an end. No. They never said that. In fact, several Mayan ruins show planned dates of going beyond at least up to 2060. But like I said too, it's the human element that is what I'm worried about now. There's just been another shooting in Pennsylvania today. Now, I don't know what I'm about to tell you about that, but let me just tell you one thing. When is President Obama going to get together with the people at the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services in different states and the Centers for Disease Control and start to say, look, let's not talk about guns because I think that's only part of the problem. Let's talk about the other side of the problem. I'm talking about the nut jobs that are running around getting guns when they shouldn't have them, and also at the same time are not getting the proper mental health treatment for conditions that are seriously debilitating. Those are the people that need the help. In fact, many of them have asked for help but have been turned away by mental hospitals. This is not acceptable to me or to anyone else who has a mental health condition. Now, I suffered for a while from mild clinical depression, so I know what it's like to try to get mental health care when you're turned away at the door, even when you voluntarily step forward and say, I need help, I need therapy, I need a chance to talk to somebody. I don't need a new drug. I need to clear this out of my head, whatever's bothering me. And after I knocked on enough doors and pushed enough buttons, I finally got those things that I needed. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been drug-free all of my adult life. Except for prescription medications from my thyroid, my liver, and other health issues, including vitamin D, because I do not go in the sun much. I am still here, and I am still doing very well. But we must make sure that those people that need the help can get the help. That is the most important thing. Mr. Obama, please do me a favor and focus on the mental health issues and fuck the guns. The guns are not the problem in this case. And also, I'd like to ask another very famous, influential YouTuber, Alex Jones, because I'm getting sick and tired of hearing you talking about guns, 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 guns. Okay? Your guns talk is driving me crazy. It does not make any sense. Why don't you talk about getting the people into the mental health programs that needed them? That would have been more pertinent. I know that mental health has become stigmatized over the years. I know that. But when people come knocking on the door of a mental hospital and say, I need assistance, we should, never mind what the insurance company tells us, should listen to the individual asking for assistance. It's only right. Instead, you keep saying is, oh, we're going to lose the right to have guns. We're going to lose the right to have country. Oh, my God, we're going to become a fascist country. Shut up. You, especially, have less of a reason to open your pie hole. Okay? Let me tell you why. First of all, you have been making money off of Americans, telling them about trying to protect the civil rights and everything else. And at the same time, you go out there and you are making money off of 2012 and making it off of like a fortune. And then at the last minute, you said, oh, I'm sorry, I lied. Gee, there's not going to be nothing. You know, I think you should be ashamed of yourself for that. Because it hurt a lot of people. Talking about gun control is not helping anybody either. Fix the problem. People need to feel like they have some sense of normalcy in their lives. Stop scaring people into a frenzy and trying to tell them that they need to worry about their gun rights. I want to explain one thing to you people. Your gun rights right now are questionable because of what happened, because a crazy nut job ran around, decided out of anger with his mother, decided to retaliate against his mother, killed her dead in cold blood, and then went after 5 other adults and then 20 other kids. Because he couldn't learn how to control his anger. It doesn't matter if you're mentally sick or not. If you have an anger, it becomes you. It eats you. It chews you up. And that's the problem when you start talking about mental health, is that we've also become a society that says, oh, take a pill, you'll be fine. Oh, you still having troubles? Here, take another one. Oh, you're not doing too good with that? Oh, okay, go ahead and take some cocaine. But first of all, let's get a couple things clear. Medications by themselves may not necessarily help everybody. You're going to have to remember that some of the people have latent issues that must be discussed with a therapist, or at least with a loving, compassionate family member. But in this day and age, the families who no longer have time to sit down and talk to their people and their families. And people have become, even the family life has become so competitive that people feel that even when they're home for the holidays, they feel like they're in the mall still. Because every time it's like, I got to rush to this Christmas gathering and then the next Christmas gathering, and I got to make sure that Susie's got a present and Sammy's got a present. And I got to make sure that Aunt Mildred's got a present. And Uncle Fred's got a present. And I got to do all that. And I have to make sure to be at 3 Christmas parties in the same friggin' day. Don't you see what we've done to our society? We have turned our life into a nightmare. Shame on us. Shame on us for this type A personality. Shame on us for the anxieties that we put on people through. Whatever happened to the days when Christmas meant just like it sounded like? A chance when a few friends would get together and have a good time. But it's not that way anymore. And you know what I'm talking about. And we got a fiscal cliff that is causing people not to feel comfortable going into the store to go shopping. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you realize it, but I don't personally think that they're even going to get this resolved by the hair of their chinny chin chin. I think, and this is based on my own observation of Congress, that they're going to filibuster and filibuster and filibuster until there's no time left. And then they're going to try and railroad some fast recovery plan through to save themselves, to save their bacon. But they're not going to be able to do it in time. I mention that because sometimes our Congress reminded me when I was dealing with my cat Fluffy when she passed away. Sure, I'll be honest, if I had acted on it sooner, maybe in August, I could have saved her life, but I really didn't think anything was wrong in August, okay? And that makes it even harder because, you know, when you don't know what something's wrong, you can't fix the problem. This is a problem that has been extended from last year in September and the year before in July. From the year before that, when the Democrats had control of the House and the Senate. Nothing was done to fix those problems. If you cannot get your ass out of the hole in the ground and look at the reality, nothing is going to get fixed until it's too late. Of course not. Because they don't know what's coming any more than anyone else does. Well, now I wanted to also take some time to tell you that I am unique in a lot of ways. But in a lot of ways, I'm just like you. Still trying to understand what the hell is going on in my life. I'm sorry also that you did not get a chance to get to see the video with the music on it. I actually had to take the music out because I did not have time to contact the people who had the copyright licenses to get the permission to perform those songs, and I didn't want to have, and I was really pressed for time. So I just took the music out. But if you really want the video with the music in it, email me and I will send it along your merry way. Just email me with your email address of where, if I can fit it in the mailbox, because I think Yahoo Mail is very picky about how big files can be. Maybe I might just put it on my own website. That's an idea. And then you can download it from there. But anyway, that's something else. Also, I wanted to talk to you about something else. I mentioned earlier I'm a hermaphrodite. I am a hermaphrodite. I'm a good person, though. I am doing the best I can every day of my life, just like you are, to make things work. I face hardships, fears, and anxieties. I have good days, and I have bad days. In addition to being the North American Snow Queen, which is a very difficult job to do, because sometimes it involves lots and lots and lots of studying of a weather map to figure out the best way to make things work. But I will continue to do that work. Well, that's about it for now. So I ask you to go in peace. Be good to one another, okay? It doesn't hurt you any. And by the way, I'm very happy to see that Lumi's video got some views. I know Lumi really worked hard on that. Actually, I thought she did a very good job on it. And for those of you who do not understand what two-souled people are like, you're not alone. There's only 4 of us in the world right now. 4 adults. And only one of them is right. And that's me and Lumi. So, I'm going to get going. And I hope you have a nice and safe holiday. Oh, yes, before I forget. I also wanted to personally apologize that the videos got advertising on them. As I often said, these things cost a lot of money to make. They cost a lot of money to make because there is no one out there sponsoring them. This equipment is expensive. The electric bill is expensive. The hard drives that we store the videos on are getting full. And they are not as expensive, but it's money that has to come from somewhere. So I wanted to personally tell every single person who's watching these videos, I have to get a minimum of 4 more after this one in order to actually get paid by the monetization website. But instead of sitting there and making stupid videos just to get paid, which I think stinks, I'm going to work to put good quality videos together, only for the monetization. That's not the main reason, but because I want to make sure the videos are worth my time to present them to you. But for now, please go in peace, and please think about what I have said. And I also will do my best to provide a good weather for everybody. But sometimes, like I said last night, it's the yin versus the yang. And I'm going to add some of last night's video in, especially the part where I mentioned the yin and the yang. Well, maybe not. I already showed that last night. It's already in the video. You can find it up there, so I don't need to repeat it. But just be aware that I will do everything I can for you, because I love you. And I will be with you until the end of time. Have a nice day, everybody.